Hey YouTube, this is Yobi1 checking in, and I'm just a little bit under the weather, but I'm walking to the convenience store right now just to pick up a couple things. So I thought I'd make another YouTube video. This one I'm going to be talking about working part-time in Japan. So if you guys are coming over here on a study abroad, or even if you're coming over here working, a full-time teaching job like an English job or something like that, and you want to get like a part-time job, I thought I'd share some of the insights that I've gained from, having a side job in Japan. So first of all, there's going to be restrictions based on your visa. So if you're here on a student visa, you're not really allowed to work. If you're here on a working visa with a company, sometimes you have to get permission to get a part-time job. And then you'll be getting a working permit. So, after a few months going to school, I was able to get a working permit from Nagoya Gakuin that allowed me to work up to 27 hours a week. So getting that working permit allows you to start working a part-time job. Now what the people who are really good at Japanese, or the Chinese students or Korean students would do, they'd get jobs working at like a convenience store or a sushi restaurant or something like that, and that's what they would use their working permit for, which I think is good. I had a friend who worked at McDonald's, and he said it really improved his Japanese. I had another friend who worked at Kaiten Sushi, and it said it worked for her to work, improve her Japanese too. So if that's your focus, to improve your Japanese, maybe working a job like that would be in your best interest. But you do have to kind of go in with a certain level of Japanese already. You have to be able to talk to the customers, take orders, things like that. What I do recommend though, if you're a native English speaker, and I mentioned it before, you can work kind of under the table doing English tutoring jobs. There's some companies that are private companies that you're not necessarily working under the table, but for me, the working under the table ones seem to be the best. And the reason I suggest that is A, you get paid much more per hour compared to somebody working at McDonald's or something, or at Kaiten Sushi. I can't imagine exactly how much they get paid, but it has to be under 1,000 yen per hour. It has to be like 800 yen an hour or something like that, something really cheap. Whereas if you are tutoring, you're making about 2,500 yen, 2,000 yen per lesson, which is about an hour long per lesson. So just the amount of money that you're going to make is going to make it more worth your time. So you get paid more for your time. B, you actually get to meet some really cool and unique and interesting people. Like I mentioned before, when I was tutoring, I had a student that was in university. I had a student that was an older lady working at a travel company. I had a student that was an engineer for Nissan engines. He worked at Nissan. I had a student that was the translator for the Nagoya Grampus, which was the soccer team. So I was able to meet all these really cool, interesting people from that tutoring job, and they really added to my experience in Japan because I got to go to soccer games, I got to hang out with them outside of lessons and things like that. That's another reason why I kind of think the under the table ones are a little bit better. It's not really under the table, it's still a legit company, but yeah, you just have to be kind of wary. The one I'll recommend for you guys is the one that I did. Sorry if it's too bright, it's so sunny here. I did findstudents.net. There's other ones like orangutan.com. And companies is basically, it's just imagine two sides of a website. So one side is the English teacher side that you're going to make your profile, and basically you upload information like what country are you from, how old are you, how much experience have you had tutoring English. Basically you make a profile, you upload a picture as well, and based on this profile, on the other side of the website is the Japanese side, where Japanese people who are looking for tutoring one-on-one, conversation practice and things like that, they go to the website and they look through the tutors and the teachers, and then they'll try to contact you through the website. And so what that means is that you'll give them your email address, they'll email you, and typically you'll meet for a trial lesson. You can sometimes set like a price for a trial lesson. I usually try to set my trial lessons for free, just to entice more people to come take a trial with me. That way I would attract more people, or at the very least maybe something along the lines of just covering my bus fare that I need to get there, or my train fare or something like that that I need to get there. So those are a couple of different things that you guys can do, and it's really cool because once you'll go in for the trial, you'll probably meet in a coffee shop or something like that. You'll have a drink and then you'll just basically talk. And a lot of the times that's what these people are looking for with these English conversation lessons, is they just want to talk, they just want to sit down and have conversation in English. And sometimes it's focused on certain subjects or topics, like with my student that was translated for Nagoya Grampus. She liked talking about soccer, so hence, that's why she picked me as a teacher, is because on my profile I indicated I like soccer. So, be wary of the things that you put on your profile, because that might help determine the kind of student that you get. Because these people are kind of looking, sometimes I had a student that was interested in hip hop, and she picked me because I had that I liked hip hop music on my profile. So these little things might end up helping, or maybe scaring people away from you as a teacher. But the reason why I'm mentioning this to people is because my biggest regret when I studied abroad is that I didn't start this sooner. I waited until second semester to start working. And that's where I came into having a lot of money troubles, is second semester when my money was running low. And if I had, started sooner, I would have been able to build up a good repertoire of students and have had more money to go on traveling, to experience other things. So that's kind of one of my regrets, is that I didn't start sooner. It does take time to build up a good repertoire of students. I think it took me a good 2-3 months to get at least 4 or 5 students. But once you have 4 or 5 students, it's pretty good income. I was making about $25 a lesson times 5. So I was making about $125 a week, maybe $100 a week. So about $400 to $500 a month per lesson, or based on all the lessons combined. And that really made the difference in the second semester. It really enabled me to go traveling and doing more things. So that's why I urge people, all you have to do is kind of Google, findstudents.net, Orangutan, Teach English in Japan, Tutor English in Japan. There's other companies like GABA and things like that you can work for too, which might be easier to get consistent students. But again, I think the base salary start for GABA is 1,500 yen. And then you could eventually work your way up to 2,200 yen. But again, like findstudents.net, they do take a cut of what you're getting, but you're still getting about 2,500 per student's lesson. So, it does take time to build up the student repertoire, but for me, that was probably the better experience. I had a couple friends that did it alongside with me, and that's how we made our money in Japan. And I definitely recommend, as soon as you come to Japan, make a profile, because it takes a while for you to get your first student. And then once you have that ready to go, you can start working and making money and meeting cool people. And it'll definitely make your experience in Japan a lot better. So anyway, that's just another video. So, yeah, that's just another video. Thanks you guys for watching again. If you have any more questions about working in Japan, leave them in the comments below. Or if you want, you can go to my Facebook page and send me a private message. Or you can tweet me at EOB1. And if you'd like, you can also follow me on Instagram too. じゃあね。